How do you feel about your camera angle here? I think maybe just a little less headroom will help.
Is that better?
I think that's good.
I could use some help on the lighting. I'm like sequestered to a room in the basement. Now I need some lighting options. Yeah.
All right. So if you're ready, I'm ready.
Let's do it.
And the clock starts right now. Sam, your favorite superhero?
Iron Man.
Best word to describe you?
Energetic.
Something you're afraid of?
Ugh, spiders.
Tell me something you're terrible at that you love to do.
Tennis.
What piece of advice would you give your 13-year-old self?
Fear nothing. Jump when you don't know what's on the other side.
Fear nothing, except spiders.
Except spiders. Stay away.
Favorite band?
Dave Matthews Band.
If you had to imagine another career, what would it be?
A Peloton instructor.
One cause you feel passionate about?
Anything for children. So Boys and Girls Club is one that I'm actively sponsor.
Favorite day of the week?
Monday. Is that weird?
What would your last meal be?
Lasagna and cheesecake.
Together?
Yeah, why not? If it's my last one, I'm going all in, Andy.
And a song that changes your mood?
Beautiful day.
How about a few bars?
It's a beautiful day.
Fantastic. And with that...
Maybe that should be something I'm not good at, but I enjoy singing.
Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. It's Diana Alvear. This is not your average Monday. It is a supercharged Monday. I'm going to tell you why in just a few seconds. I just want to let you know that you're about to have a conversation with somebody who is a dynamic leader at Verizon. We're so lucky to have her. But before we get started, I want to tell you right now that I'm joining you live from the WOW Career Expo. We're talking about careers in corporate. We've had fantastic panel discussions. It's been awesome, and I want to welcome all the ladies of WOW that are watching right now. Thank you so much for being with us. All right, so one of the awesome people that was part of that panel discussion is none other than Sam Hammock. She's had a pretty boring few weeks, as you can imagine. You know, nothing going on at all for her at all. She is our new Chief Human Resources Officer and Executive Vice President. She is all about return to work and all these new ways that we're going to be imagining the work experience. So lots of changes happening, and she's leading the way. We are so lucky to have her. Before I bring her on deck, you may remember that she did a 60 Seconds with Andy video, and she told us that she's afraid of spiders. She's Team Iron Man, and that her dream job would be, if she wasn't doing this particular dream job, a Peloton instructor. Okay, so it is my pleasure to invite Sam Hammock onto the show right now. Hey, Sam, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I mean, how awesome has the WOW Expo been so far?
Yeah,
amazing.
No, it's been, I've had truth bombs dropped all over me, and I'm just taking it all in. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on for you right now. So here you are, days into this huge job. How are you doing? What's your focus? Tell us everything.
Okay, tell you everything in really quick words. So, no, it has been honestly just truly amazing. I feel so grateful and humbled. I have gotten so many amazing reach outs, people with well wishes, really feeling supported in this moment of transition. And so it's been really amazing. I feel so moved by everybody. And quite frankly, what I'm feeling is energized. I feel so excited about where we're at, because look at the amazing work that we have done to get where we are. And so a massive nod of the recognition to what has got us here. And that strategy, that roadmap, it's exactly what we need. And so I feel energized about the opportunity of what we'll continue to do in the future. And I mean, I've seen this team in action. And so to you saying like what the best job is, like this really is one of the best jobs. And I feel so grateful about the team that is in place, the leadership, the experience, the expertise. I mean, it's truly, the momentum is amazing. And this is a pivotal time. We've heard that next year is going to be one of our most important years. And what we will do to enable that is just energizing beyond belief. And so huge shout out to Craig Silliman, who held the torch in a wonderful, amazing way as an interim leader, on top of his many other jobs. And so thank you to him for the transition.
Oh my gosh, Craig is just the best. He is he's just like our calm place in the center of a storm. It's always like, what would Craig do? And then we come up with the right answer. So you are now leading the HR team. You have the full support of your HR team. But this is, as you mentioned, it's a really pivotal time for the company. It's a really pivotal time for working people in general. So let's talk a little bit about what are your main priorities heading into this next year, this huge year for us? I mean, so many changes, but clearly you have a vision. What's going on there?
Well, first of all, if you think about human resources, and I'm stealing this from hot off the press from our WOW event just now, like our priorities are the business priorities. And so what we do to enable those business strategic imperatives is magic. And it's so critical to bring that support forward. So a few highlights, because we have a ton of stuff going on in place to be right now, but a few things that I'll highlight, as you mentioned, like this whole return, what does the future look like? As we start to come out of the pandemic and enter probably what will be treated as an endemic, what does that mean? How are we going to work forward? And so huge shout out to the Work Forward team that has introduced this dynamic program. And we'll be hearing more about this very shortly here. But this is a massive undertaking, getting 49 countries and thousands and thousands of people ready, and how we're looking at this has been really important. And I have to tell you, I am so proud of what this will unveil and how we'll be doing this, I think, in a more flexible way than you're seeing from most other companies. Many other companies came out and said, oh, we have hybrid, which is this new way of working in the future. And for many reasons, it's like kind of amazing what that brought to us and what we're able to do with the notion of flexibility. But our model is a little different than what we saw a lot of people come out with. A lot of companies came out with, okay, great, here is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. These are the days you must be in the office, and that's what we call hybrid. And we've really taken a step back to say, let's look at this by role. And how can we have some of this more dynamic flexibility by role for the moments that matter? When we show up in the office, when we work together, when we connect, those moments matter, and we will build that into the schedule. So just a huge shout out. I could not be more proud about the processes and tools. And so more to come on that one as well. Talent GPS, we've heard a little bit about. We talked about it in the beginning of the fall and end of summer about bringing transparency, putting our employees in the driver's seats of their careers and opening up the door so that we have transparency into what are our job families, what are all the roles, and how we give you access to look at them so that you can see what are the jobs out there, what's the description of them, what are the skills you need to be successful in those jobs, and how we link it to work that we're doing in the learning and development space so that specifically with intention, what development do you go after? How do you build that into your plans? And so you can see the picture that we're painting here is just really integrated story with deep transparency for our employees to be able to see this. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention two other spaces. One is all the recruitment. We've filled over 20,000 jobs so far this year. 20,000 jobs. Is that crazy? And there's another 7,000 that are posted out there. So if you're looking at what to do next, we are not shy on opportunity and the amazing ability to move things around. So that, and we have Workday, which we announced that we are transitioning to from a system to bring just an even better employee experience to your front door.
That's all. I'm consistently amazed at what my friends in HR are doing. This constant investment into our people, and that's exactly what today is about at the WOW Career Expo, is talking about investing in your career and what do you need to know, and how do we best grow. So we know from many conversations, especially at Up to Speed, that career advancement is something that is so important to V-teamers across the board. I mean, they're talking about it. They're saying they want to know more. Exactly what you're saying, the whole transparency thing. How can I really craft a career that's impactful to me, that makes the best use of my skills and my passion and my experience? So let's talk a little bit about the WOW Career Expo. You've been involved with WOW since you started at Verizon. So let's talk about that and the opportunities that WOW and other programs, your Gs and things, represent here at Verizon.
Great question. Something near and dear to my heart. And listen, we have a very ambitious purpose here. We want to move the world forward, and that does require an investment. And it is not cliche. It is, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Our greatest asset is this V team, without a shadow of a doubt. Nothing else happens without this V team. And so the investment in us, it matters and it makes a difference. And where we go as a company, and how we remain a leader, it rests on unlocking the full potential of our workforce and building those skills to realize what's next, what's the future of Verizon. And that's what the people will do. And so programs like WOW that help women advance their careers, you learn about yourself. Self-awareness is a huge key to unlocking leadership potential. And that's what these programs do. You do it jointly, you do it inwardly, you do it jointly with the peers and the cohort that's around you. And you gain those new skills for development. But as you said, WOW is just one of the many programs that we have for our V teamers to progress in their careers, to drive that self-awareness, to build these cohorts. We also have an amazing library of trainings and courses through the Learning Portal 2.0. We have things like tuition assistance where people can grow. And that's where all this starts to come together with what I mentioned, like the talent GPS and how we provide insight and transparency into those careers. And we can really put ourselves in the driver's seat, finally. So it's super energizing and super exciting. And my best advice to V teamers is, think of your careers as lattice or a jungle gym versus the ladder. And I know we get a little focused based on, sometimes how the structures work about going up the ladder. But the truth is you can create a pretty skinny ladder. And think about it like that ladder could topple over if it doesn't have a really strong base. And if you get a lattice, you really build all these skills and experiences that allow you to reach up in different ways. And I think that's an amazing way to do it. And as you mentioned, I started my career in finance. I worked in compliance. I've been an accountant. I actually started working when I was 12, detasseling corn in the middle of nowhere, Michigan, as the oldest of 6 kids. But I've been working ever since, and I think that's part of the what got me here, right? Is my ability. I always walk through every open door, and by the way, even if that door is just cracked, I kind of kicked my way through it, and said yes to all those opportunities, just gathering those skills and knowledge and experiences along the way. And I think that's really important. And that's what we're here to do for the V team.
Okay, corn detasseling requires a serious work ethic when you're that young. I'm really impressed. I started babysitting when I was 13, but corn detasseling, all right, there's a reason you are where you are.
Props out to anybody who has done it in their past. I would love to connect. Yes, it takes a special farm kid to know.
That is always such a fascinating question is to ask, like, what was your first job? Because you're going to get so many interesting answers. Okay, so we alluded to this at the beginning, Peloton, and I mean, some people are probably rolling their eyes like, oh God, guys, I'm addicted. Like we were talking about this before the show, but because this is a big part of your life, you're energetic for a reason. You work out, you take care of yourself. Fitness is super important to you. So I'm going to ask you to choose your favorite child and tell me who your favorite Peloton instructor is.
I'll choose my favorite child as of today. I would probably say Cody Rigsby because he never fails to entertain. And so if you just want to get on and you're not really feeling it that day, you're lacking the motivation, there's something about jumping on a workout or a ride with Cody that keeps you completely entertained to the point where you almost forget that you're working out. And so to your point, that is my me time, is that working out. And so I am pretty diligent about keeping that safe space for myself.
Yeah, it's all about self-care. I was laughing because Cody, I actually did a ride with Cody this morning and he was talking about which Backstreet Boy was better. And I'm like, this is the energy I need in my life right now.
and it's a little bit of a cult.
I know. For those of you who are watching, there is a hashtag Forward Together group out there. Each other on. But Sam, I am egging you on. The whole V team is egging you on. We're so excited to see you bring that energy to everything that's going on with return to work and forward and everything. So we are so lucky to have you. Thank you for being you. Thank you for empowering everybody and making people believe in themselves and providing those opportunities. We can't thank you enough. And I hope that you are a regular guest on Up to Speed Live, because we know that we're going to have so much more news to come. So you are welcome anytime you want. You just ping us and let us know, because we love having you on.
Amazing. I'll take you up on that offer. I look forward to it, Diana.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sam. Just a couple of housekeeping notes. We want to let you know that we want to know your holiday must-haves. We want to know, what tradition can you not do Christmas or the holidays without? Is there a certain meal? Maybe you make a beverage. Maybe there's, something you do with your family. We would love for you to send us those pics at good@verizon.com, and just a short explainer about why they're meaningful to you, because we're hoping to showcase them all in a future episode. And also, tomorrow is the holiday version of Entérate. Yes, we are back, and we've got lots of good stuff for you. We've got the season 6 winner of MasterChef is going to be sharing some of her Mexican-American traditions with us, as well as the Holiday Your Way quiz reimagined with a lot of our friends throughout the company. So please stay tuned for that. For my WOW counterparts, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm going to see you guys at 12:20. And for the rest of you that have just spent 14 minutes with me and Sam, I hope it was time well spent. I hope you're feeling good about your work week. I want you to stay energized. Like Sam said, take a page from her. Stay connected, stay safe, and we will see you soon. Until next time, you're up to speed.